Hey everybody, how's it going? So today I want to talk a little bit about Record Store Day. We got Black Friday, Record Store Day. We just got the list of releases that are going to be coming out. The thing for me about Record Store Day, Black Friday is I'm already in the middle of Christmas shopping. My budget is already stretched so thin, and then they drop all these fantastic releases on the Friday after Thanksgiving. Totally blows my budget. I end up having to shop at the dollar store for my family for their Christmas gifts. Thank you, Record Store Day, but I do get some pretty awesome records for my trouble. But nonetheless, and I know you've already seen Josh's video about RSD Black Friday releases, but Josh doesn't corner the market in the vinyl community on Record Store Day videos. So I'm going to do my own version. I'm going to do a very condensed version. I'm going to show the records that maybe I'm most excited about, or the ones that I'm kind of curious that they're actually coming out with at all. And I'm not trying to be a music snob, but I just find it a little odd, some of these releases that they have coming out with. So the first one I want to talk about is Brian Ferry, his album Taxi. Now this is an excellent album. It's actually a covers album, not the first covers album that Brian Ferry did. It seemed like Brian Ferry does a studio album, then he does a cover album, then he does a studio album, then he does an album of covers. But this one's pretty compelling. And it's got some good stuff on here. It's by no means like top shelf Brian Ferry. It's got a little bit of a early 90s kind of a vibe to it, but I still enjoy it. I think the album before this was, I don't think it was Beta Noir. I think it might have been, God, I can't even think of what it was. But anyway, I'm not a huge Brian Ferry expert, but I can tell you, I do remember I had this back in the day, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. So I'm surprised I actually came out with this on vinyl, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. The next one that I am definitely looking forward to is Duran Live. The only live Duran that we've had has been Arena, which is a decent enough live album, but I'm very curious what the song selection on here is going to be. This would have been on the Rio tour, one of Duran's best albums. So I imagine there's going to be some stuff from the first album, some stuff from Rio, and maybe some covers. I have no idea, but I am totally pumped because we've only had that one live album from Duran, only official live release anyway, so that is very cool. Speaking of live albums, and this is a head scratcher, I'm not sure what RSD was thinking, but they have come out with Pablo Cruz live at Six Flags 1983. Now, this is a soundboard recording. I'm not sure what the quality is going to be. When you get the soundboard recording, it's always kind of a hit or miss deal for me. And Pablo Cruz, I mean, they were kind of in the yacht rock sort of arena, as it were. And so I'm not sure how popular, how many fans are out there they're going to want to snap up a release like this. From what I can tell, I think Pablo Cruz played the aquarium at Six Flags right before the Dolphins show. But I don't know the song selection or anything. I know they had the hit, God, I'm trying to think, what was that hit? There was their album Worlds Away. It had that great bass groove. I'm not even sure. I'm not a huge Pablo Cruz fan, but if you are, you have that one to look forward to. Next, we got a couple of picture discs, which I'm not a huge picture disc guy. I really, if they did away with picture discs altogether, it would not hurt my feelings. I wouldn't be bummed out in any way. But first one we've got is Peter Frampton's I'm in You album. This was a studio follow-up to the Frampton Comes Alive album, the smash double live album. I think that came out in 1976. And this was a studio follow-up. I think the single off here was the title track, I'm in You. It's got some decent stuff, but I'm not sure, again, I'm not sure, are people clamoring for a picture disc of Peter Frampton? I don't know. Apparently the RSD, I guess, knows better than I do, but this is one that I really kind of baffled me when I saw it, but nonetheless. Next picture disc that we're getting is Captain and Tennille, their album from the early 80s, More Than Dancing, and this had the song Do It To Me One More Time, which I love Tony Tennille's voice, don't get me wrong, but it's just not my style of music. But if it's yours, you have this album. I think it's been long out of print. I'm not sure what the album is going for on Discogs or eBay, but it's getting finally a re-release, no longer out of print, albeit in picture disc form. So that might temper some people's excitement about it. I don't know. Then we've got next release. This is on splatter vinyl. This is Barry Manilow. This one's for you. Now, I'm not a Barry Manilow fan at all. I know a little bit about his discography. My mom actually had this album when I was growing up. It had the song, This One's For You. Obviously, there was a song, Daybreak. If you like Barry Manilow, probably you're going to get pumped up about this release, especially the splatter vinyl. From what I can see of it, looks pretty cool. I know this album has been out of print forever. It's very hard to come by. So if you're a Barry Manilow fan, congratulations. You're getting some RSD Black Friday vinyl to get excited about. And then lastly, this one's on gold vinyl. This is going to be Sean Cassidy, his self-titled album. I think this had the Duran on it. Sean Cassidy, if you're not aware, he was a 70s pinup, kind of teeny bopper, I don't want to say sex symbol, but he was in all the Teen Beat magazines, and he was a big shot back in the 70s. I believe this was his first album, but I mean, I guess gold vinyl is cool. Looks a little bit yellowish, orangish to me. I'm not sure it's really all that gold looking, but nonetheless, if you're overcome by that wave of nostalgia, because you remember Sean Cassidy, then check this out on Black Friday. So anyway, maybe I'll do more of these videos, kind of working my way through the RSD list. These were the ones that popped out at me as either strange or the ones that I'm excited about. So anyway, hope you're doing great, and take care.